Now today we are going to deal an important topic, that is diarrhea and dysentery. Although it's a very common topic, but it is very frequently observed. Diarrhea is that entity that is observed very often. Let's know about diarrhea. Diarrhea is defined as an increase in frequency, fluidity or volume of bowel movements which is relative to the usual habits of an individual. Also there is passage of 3 or more loose or liquid stools a day. It is generally bacterial, viral and parasitic in nature, caused by ingestion of contaminated food and water. Also it may be caused by some gastrointestinal inflammatory disorders. The causative agents of diarrhea are number 1, bacterial. This includes Vibrio cholerae, E. coli, especially of enterotoxinogenic, enteropathogenic and enteroinvasive species, Salmonella enteritidis, Salmonella typhimurium, Clostridium perfringens, Bacillus and Staphylococcus. The viruses which are responsible are the rotavirus, norvavirus, calicivirus, astrovirus, coronavirus and adenovirus type 40 and 41. The parasites which are responsible are Giardia lamblia, Cryptosporidum, Cystoisospora, and Cyclospora. Now coming to types of diarrhea, there are different types of diarrhea like acute diarrhea, persistent diarrhea, chronic diarrhea and traveler's diarrhea. Acute diarrhea generally lasts for less than 14 days and generally it is caused by viruses, especially the rotavirus and norvavirus, followed by Salmonella and Giardia lamblia. if diarrhea lasts for more than 14 days, if diarrhea lasts for more than 14 days, then it is called as persistent diarrhea. And if it lasts for more than 4 weeks, it is called as chronic diarrhea, which are generally caused by Cryptosporidium parvum, Entamoeba histolytica, Giardia lamblia, and some non-infectious diseases are also responsible for chronic diarrhea. They are Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. Another entity is dysentery. Now, what is dysentery? Dysentery means passage of blood and mucus with the passing of stool. Also, there is a feeling of tenesmus. Mostly it is caused by Shigella. Entamoeba histolytica. This is the most notorious agent for dysentery, Entamoeba histolytica. It occurs through contaminated food and water. Next entity is gastroenteritis. It is generally associated with acute diarrhea, especially when there is presence of vomiting. That is, if vomiting is there with acute diarrhea, we will call it gastroenteritis. It may be defined as the mucous membrane of stomach and intestine, resulting in frequent loose motions and abdominal cramps, vomiting with or without mucus or blood in stool. The agents which are responsible for diarrhea and dysentery are the bacterial causes include Shigella, E. coli, Escherichia coli, Campylobacter jejuni, and Vibrio parahemolyticus. The parasitic causes include Entamoeba histolytica and Balantidium coli. The infection occurs by ingestion of contaminated water or food, and the infective dose is different in different causative agents. Like for example, high infective dose is required in Vibrio cholerae and Salmonella, while Shigella and Entamoeba histolytica can start the infection in low infective dose. Pathogenically, the mechanisms that are involved are toxin production, invasion, adhesion, and multiplication in the intestinal cells. Enteric pathogens can produce a number of toxins These toxins act directly on the secretory mechanism in the intestinal mucosa, resulting in outpouring of electrolytes and fluids in the intestinal lumen, generally due to activation of adenyl cyclase, which converts adenosine triphosphate to cyclic AMP. This results in intense and prolonged hypersecretion of water and chlorides with inhibition of reabsorption of sodium. Thus the lumen is distended with fluid. And its hypermotility causes profuse watery diarrhea. Organisms responsible are Vibrio cholerae and enterotoxinogenic E. coli. The cytotoxins which are produced destroy the intestinal mucosal cells, leading to inflammatory response, Further, the secretory and absorptive functions of cells are affected, leading to diarrhea. Example is Shigella dysentery, enterohemorrhagic E. coli, also there is production of neurotoxins. They act on the central nervous system, producing vomiting, like in case of Clostridium botulinum. The microorganisms invade the intestinal cells and destroy them, leading to dysentery. Examples are Shigella, enteroinvasive, Campylobacter jejuni, and Entamoeba histolytica. The adherence to intestinal mucosa, helps these organisms to compete with the normal flora, helping them to colonize in the intestinal mucosa. Further, they destroy the ability of intestinal mucosa to participate in the normal secretion and absorption, leading to diarrhea. Example, enteropathogenic group of E. coli, enterohemorrhagic group of E. coli, and Cryptosporidium parvum. The multiplication within the cells of mucosa, cause the destruction of normal cell function cause the destruction of normal cell function leading to diarrhea. Examples are the rotaviruses, adenoviruses, and hepatitis A virus. Clinically, the non-invasive or watery diarrhea, is characterized by loose watery stools without blood or mucus, accompanied by nausea and vomiting, and low grade fever, or sometimes no fever can be present. The invasive diarrhea is characterized by loose stools with blood or mucus. Also, there is abdominal pain or cramps along with mild fever and vomiting. Lab diagnosis is done by collection of specimens like feces, rectal swabs, vomitus, blood, and serological investigations. If the viral causes are suspected, the feces or specimen is collected in a clean, dry, sterile, screw-capped, wide-mouthed or leak-proof container. The swabs which are to be used should be sterile. The vomit or other specimens should also be collected in a sterile container. Blood is also collected. In a plain vial for serological purposes. The transport and processing of specimens should be done immediately. If there is delay of 2 or more than 2 hours, transport media like Carey Blair, Stewart's transport medium, alkaline peptone water, can be used. In case of viral diarrhea, the feces can be refrigerated at 2 to 8 degrees, and if delay of more than 24 hours is suspected, then it can be stored at minus 20 degrees centigrade. The feces specimen is examined macroscopically for color, consistency, whether it is formed, semi-formed or liquid. Also should be inspected for blood, mucus or presence of parasites like Ascaris and Tinea segments, The direct microscopy is done by the following methods, which include the wet mount preparation used for detection of trophozoites, cysts, ova and larvae of parasites. Also helps in detection of pus cells and erythrocytes. Infection with Vibrio cholerae can be examined for the darting motility in hanging drop preparation, the oocysts of Cryptosporidium, Cyclospora can be identified by modified acid fast staining, Grams staining. The Grams staining is routinely not done, but it can be done